So, okay. So I'm glad that you could come today.
Oh
So
gosh, sorry. He need to stop.
no, that's okay. I can
I
barely even
can't even
hear.
really focus when this stupid song was on this
Yeah,
music. I can't focus for
yeah. I can only hear it a little bit, but I'm sure it's louder for you.
it's annoying.
Okay. So just what we're gonna do today. Not too much new stuff. So we'll review the vocabulary list number 3, which we've been going over for a couple days now. And that's on pages 23 and 24 in the book, but it's all in the PowerPoint, so that's fine. We'll briefly review Gustar and like saying like how you like things, stuff like that. We've been going over that a few days.
Mm-hmm.
We'll review and practice with gender and number, which we went over yesterday. And I know that that can be a little bit confusing, so we'll do that. And there's a section in the book on like patterns to understanding number and gender, which can make it a lot easier. So we'll go through that. And if we get to it, we'll get to introducing people and pets. So, and that part's pretty easy. So we'll get there. So I just thought that we'd go over with reviewing the vocabulary because I know sometimes you said that you have some problems with like pronunciation and things like that. So we'll go through it. So the first one is las ciencias, which is the sciences. La biología is biology. La química is chemistry. La geografía is geography. La física is physics. Las humanidades is the humanities. La literatura is literature. Composición is composition or writing. They're both kind of the same thing. El drama is the drama. La música is the music. La historia is the history. El arte is art. Las comunicaciones is communications.
Mm-hmm.
La sociología is sociology. Las lenguas extranjeras is foreign languages. Inglés is English. Español is Spanish. Ruso is Russian. Chino is Chinese. And Japonés is Japanese. And then we have otras materias is like other subjects or like other topics. Las matemáticas is math. La pedagogía is teaching. La psicología is psychology. La filosofía is philosophy. La computación is computer science. La administración de empresas is business administration. And that was like all of the subjects and things. The stuff on page 24 is just kind of like expressions and things that you might hear in the classroom. So you don't really have to remember these, but just be like familiar with them. So expresiones de estudiantes is like student expressions, things you would hear a student say. Más despacio is por favor is like more slowly, please. So like if somebody says something and you don't hear it completely, you can say more slowly, please. ¿Cómo se escribe is how is it written. ¿Cómo se dice is how do you say it. No entiendo is I don't understand. Tengo una pregunta is I have a question. ¿Cómo is how. Number 3 is really formal, so like this is like kind of but it's profesora, podría repetirlo, por favor? And that's like, can you repeat that, please? But that's like really formal, so. Gracias is thank you, which I think we had that in the last list. Disculpe is excuse me, and those were the student expressions. So for the teacher expressions, we have expresiones de profesores is teacher expressions, obviously. Estamos en la página and then a page number. So we're on page number, whatever the number is. Dime is tell me. Entonces is then. So like, it's kind of like, okay, so then we're going to do this. That's kind of when you use entonces. Entiendes is do you understand? Pero is but. Por qué is because. Levanta la mano is raise your hand. And su atención, por favor, is attention, please. So are you okay with the vocabulary? Do you have any questions or anything?
No.
You think you're
Mm-mm.
okay? Okay.
Some of these words, some of it, I probably won't able to pronounce
That's
right.
okay. Like which one?
I'm saying number 5.
No,
And
yeah, disculpe.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, some of them are a little bit harder than others, but definitely like I said, if you like once you like use these and things and it gets easier. I'm telling you it gets easier. It's I think we were all a little bit lost when we first learned these, but that's okay. That's okay. As long as you as long as you try, that's all I care about.
Mm-hmm.
So you're good. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then we've been going over the verb gustar for a little while, but it's expressing likes and dislikes. And the only reason I went through this is because there was like an activity in the book on it. It was a simple activity, but I just wanted to go through it because they didn't really explain it. But the verb gustar is used when expressing what you like and what you don't like, which we know. If you say me gusta, that means you like something. So, and it has a weird translation, like it translates to me, it is pleasing. So if you say, me gusta la biología, that means I like biology. If you say no me gusta, that means you don't like something. So if you say no me gusta la biología, that's I don't like biology. So to make it negative, you literally just put a no in front of it. So pretty simple. Um, it is slightly different when you want to say we like, you like, he likes, things like that. But like me gusta is only for I like or I don't like. These are different, but I won't bother with them now because it's a little bit kind of advanced, but that's okay. And gustar also changes when you're talking about more than one thing. So me gusta is for one thing. Me gustan is for more than one thing. So, like I was saying, me gusta la biología is I like biology, and biology is one thing. But if you wanted to say I like the sciences, you would say me gustan las ciencias. So this stuff isn't all that important right now, but I figured I would go over it. Okay, are you okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that stuff is a
Have
little.
you, I'm
Yeah,
sorry, but
no,
have you ever? I know you've been in classes before and was so like tried your hardest to keep your eyes closed. I mean, to keep your eyes open.
hmm.
Have you ever did that before?
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Are you like falling asleep?
Kinda, yes.
Okay. Okay. Give me 1 second. Got okay. So the introduction to number and gender, we started this yesterday, but I figured we'd go over it. So all nouns in Spanish have a gender. This isn't like English, obviously, but it is pretty simple. Nouns in Spanish are either masculine or feminine. There's no exceptions. They're all either one or the other. Knowing this, there are two ways to say the in Spanish. So la means that it's feminine, right?
Mm-hmm.
And el means that it's masculine, which we went over yesterday. So both el and la mean the. They just show whether the noun is masculine or feminine. And the word the in both Spanish and English is considered to be a direct article, which that's not too important, but I just had to throw it in there because we will talk about something else. But there's that. And then, so unlike English, when a noun is plural, which is like more than one, when you're talking about two, three, more than that, anything other than one, they let us know. So when a noun is plural, the changes as well. The gender always stays the same, that never changes, but the number changes. So las is the feminine plural or the plural of la. Los is the masculine plural or the plural of el. So, and then we did some practice yesterday with our vocab words with that. And this is why I included like the articles in the vocab list. So an example of that is la ciencia is the science. Las ciencias is the sciences. El arte is the art. Los artes is like the arts, like more than one. So we went over that yesterday, but there's that. And then when we discuss number and gender, we have to also discuss the indefinite articles. So that's just like a fancy way of saying a or some of something. So the singular is a, the plural is some. So un is referring to a masculine singular noun. So un arte is an art. Una is referring to a feminine singular noun, which is una ciencia, a science. Unos is referring to a masculine plural noun, which is unos artes, which is like some arts. And unas is referring to a feminine plural noun, which an example is unas ciencias, which is some sciences. Okay, so we did that. So this is just like a section on the patterns in number and gender. So Spanish is just like a giant language system and there's a pattern to it. So there's some general guidelines for determining gender of a noun. Of course, there's some words that are exceptions, obviously. But if you follow the guidelines, you'll be right about the gender 85 to 90% of the time. So noun gender is extremely important in Spanish. We don't really think so because we don't have it in English, but it is because it determines a lot of things, which, yeah, so we'll be going over that in the next couple of days. But this is just some of the patterns. And like I said, sometimes these aren't true, but most of the time they are. So most nouns that end in O are masculine. So an example is el libro, the book. Obviously that's masculine. Most nouns that end in a consonant, which is a letter that isn't a vowel, are masculine. So an example is el lápiz, which is the pencil. And you can see that ends in a Z, so that's not a vowel. Most nouns that end in E are masculine. So el estante, which is the shelf, and that's masculine. And then most nouns that end in MA and PA are English cognates are masculine. So cognates are words that sound the same in both languages, just a fancy word for them. So an example of that is el problema, and that's the problem. And like I said, there are some exceptions to this rule, but that's just in general. So yeah, so that's just to kind of help you out a little bit. Oh, I skipped a slide, definitely. Oh, okay. I don't know why this is like all the way back here. I will fix that. But most nouns that end in A are feminine. So like la computadora ends in an A, it's feminine. Most nouns that end in ION are feminine, and the ION usually translates to a word in English that ends in TION. So an example is la solución is the solution. And most nouns that end in AD are feminine, and the AD usually translates to a word in English that ends in TY. So la comunidad translates to the community. So, and like I said, sometimes these aren't always true, but it's a good guideline. And then just a little bit on describing people and pets. Females and female animals usually always identify with the feminine form. Males and male animals usually always identify with the masculine form, which that's simple enough. And then the book had a section like transgender, non-binary people, and others who don't identify with a gender usually prefer, like if you ask them what pronouns and gender they prefer. Spanish is a highly gendered language, so there's been a movement to like remove gender from it. It's called like Latinx for gender neutral terms. So when we think about the word for teacher, it's profesor or profesora, depending on, you know, if it's male or female. So some people say like professor X and instead of like professor or profesora. You don't really have to remember that too much, but some people do it. You can do it if you want. You don't have to.
The more you say it, more I might get used to it and used to it.
Wait, what was that? I didn't hear you.
More you might say it and explain it, I might end up like getting used to it,
Yeah.
saying it, like definitely in person because everything gets better in person.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that. And I know that you're not feeling too well right now. So, but like I said, especially since you're the only one here, we're gonna go through this stuff again tomorrow. So, don't worry too much if you're a little bit lost right now. It makes sense.
Okay.
So it's okay. We'll go through it tomorrow. And then the only thing
Okay.
I had, what was that?
Oh no, nothing.
Oh, that's okay. Okay, so just to go over what we're going to do a little bit tomorrow is I did want to remind you that there's lab today from 11:30 to 12:25, and if you decide to come, you can use the same link that we use for class. You don't have to come; it's optional. I think that you have health class, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so you wouldn't be able to come anyway. That's all right. So, but if you need help, email me, anything like that. So, and there isn't an assignment for tonight, because I just couldn't find a good one. I'll probably make one up for tomorrow, so we can get some practice with some of this stuff. But tomorrow we'll review gender and number. We'll review the patterns with gender and number. We'll review describing people and pets and some like more examples with this. We might start vocabulary list number 4, which is like at the university, things like that. It's really simple. There's not too many words. And we might work on pluralization, which is like how to make words like more than one, like libro or libros. And that's actually it's really easy in Spanish. So like making it more than one. And that was it. So, and then I just have a great rest of your day. Let me